Creep night, sure to send a chill down your spine. Welcome to Creep Night. In tonight's episode, The Sleeping Widow. A kiss could land you in an ill-fated situation. Once, in a far, far away land, a lady slept. Some thought it had been a curse that made her sleep, and that one day true love's first kiss would be what would wake her. She laid on a little red bed in a tower. A man decided that he would go and try to wake the lady. The man climbed mountains to reach the sleeping lady. Most people in the village encouraged him to keep on his journey. The man stopped into a flower shop and bought a nice bundle of red roses. He wanted to be prepared for when the lady would wake up. The second day of his travels, he decided to rest as he was getting weary from all of the climbing and walking. An old lady had approached him. "I warn you to turn around. Abandon this crazy mission. I have seen many men like you come climbing this mountain for the sleeping lady, and none of them ever returned." The man shrugged the lady off, and the next day he continued his journey. He stopped in a small town to fill up on food and water. An old man came up to him, and just like the old lady, tried to warn him. "I urge you to please turn around and go home." But just like the old lady, he shrugged the old man off and continued on his way. The man stopped at an old creek bed and filled his water canister. A young child came up to the man. "Please, mister, turn around, or you too might not make it back." The man grew annoyed and shooed the child away and continued walking up the hill of the tower where the sleeping lady lay. The man had to cut through long, thorny bushes. He climbed over giant boulders and slayed dragons that lay in his way. When he finally made it to the gate of the tower, he read a sign, "If you dare, at the risk of your own life, enter." Once again, he shrugged it off. He had traveled so long from so far away that he was not going to let anything or anyone stop him from getting to the sleeping lady. He pushed the gates aside and opened the front door. He could tell that the stones on the floor were starting to grow moss, and that spider webs began to spread across the corners of the ceiling. He carefully climbed up the stairs where the sleeping lady would be waiting. The man reached the top of the tower. He saw the most beautiful lady laying on a tiny red bed. Her long red hair lay on her shoulders, her lips slightly pink and lush. He walked over to the sleeping lady. He leaned in and kissed the sleeping lady. The man felt this burning sensation race all over his body, and he dropped to the ground, trying to draw breath in. The sleeping lady opened her bright green eyes and let out a wicked laugh. As she sat up, looking at the man. "You fool! You were warned 3 times to turn back, and now, thanks to you and every man that comes my way, I can remain young for all eternity." The man looked at the lady with wide eyes as he gripped his burning throat and died. The lady reapplied poison on her lips and laid back down and fell asleep, waiting for the next poor man to take the same journey. Well, I've heard if looks could kill, but I've never heard if kisses could kill. Thank you for listening to Creep Night.